Lesson 43, least common multiple of algebraic expressions. The least common multiple is the smallest number that is evenly divisible by each of the numbers. So we're looking for the smallest multiple that is common for several numbers. Now for the letters, what we're going to do is choose all of the letters with the biggest exponent they appear. This is different than the way that we learn how to get the greatest common factor. Remember, in the greatest common factor, we chose only the common letters and we chose the smallest exponent they appear. In this case, we're going to choose all of the letters with the biggest exponent they appear. So in this case, they're asking for the LCM for 30, 75, and 80. And what we're going to do is put our three numbers here and a line. Then we're going to look for something that divides all of them. In this case is 5. Once we divide everything by the same factor, then we look to see if there is another number that is a factor of all three numbers. In this case, there is none. So we're going to choose 2 to look for something common. In this case, 6 and 15 are divisible by 3. So I'll divide by 3 both of them. 16 we can't, so we just leave it like that. Now, 2 and 5 don't have anything else in common, and 5 and 16 don't have anything in common, but 2 and 16 have 2 as a common factor. So we'll divide again where we can. And once we don't have anything else in common, we are going to multiply this L that is formed here. Now, it's easy to remember because we're looking for the LCM, so L for LCM. So we multiply that. And I look for ways to make this easier if you don't have a calculator. For example, here's a 10. 5 times 2 is 10. Then I can do 8 times 5 is 40. And 40 times 3 is 120. So 120 with an extra 0 folded 10 is 1,200. So this is the smallest number that is a multiple of 30, 75, and 80. There is not any other multiple that is common for all these three numbers smaller than 1,200. So now let's do these examples with letters. First, we'll find the LCM for the numbers. 15 and 10 have a 5 as a common factor, so that's 3 and 2. And once there's nothing else in common, we multiply and the answer is 30. For the letters, we choose all of them with the biggest exponent they appear. So A2 and A1, I choose A2, and B and B3, I choose B3. And that's the LCM. For the next one, we have 12 and 14, which again, we find the LCM of the numbers first. We can divide by 2. And once we have nothing else in common, we multiply those three numbers and the answer is 84. For the letters, we choose all of them, even if they are not common. So for X2 and X3, I choose X3. A and A, I choose A. M2 and 4, I choose M4. And notice that we have a P10, so we'll put the P10 also. Because we're looking for a multiple, not a factor. So we choose all of the letters, even if they're not common. And that's it. Very, very simple. Do some practice, and I'll see you in the next lesson.